this particular webinar is going to get you an idea on the lead gen process. So before we talk about the use cases, we'll also understand the basics involved. Say like what we refer to lead, what is the process and how do we handle it. And with that understanding, when we just have a quick check on the use cases, I'm sure we'll be able to take it forward with ease. We'll also have a dedicated Q&A session at the end to ensure all the questions are being answered before we leave the webinar today. Right. So here comes the very first question. What are leads? Leads are the unqualified contacts or let's say sales opportunities of our business. A lead can be an organization, excuse me, or an individual who has expressed interest in the product and service we provide. So, in simple, a lead is usually the starting point of the record. And you know that leads don't just reach us automatically, am I right? We need to put in the work to attract the potential customer and capture the information of anyone interested in the business to convert them into a sales opportunity. The process of attracting and capturing the contact information of our interested prospect is referred to as the lead generation. Why is it important? Leads are considered to be the lifeblood of every business, correct? But nowadays, businesses have to overcome a series of challenges to reap the rewards from these leads ultimately. One of the most important and foremost step in the sales process in any business is going to be a lead, as the quality of the lead generation ultimately determines the growth and the revenue of the business. So Zoho CRM here offers you wide range of integrations that allow you to capitalize on your marketing efforts and capture incoming leads from various platforms that you've been using already. And we'll be discussing the various lead gen options that we have for you in Zoho CRM, specifically with use cases. Right. Just before we move forward, let me just launch a quick poll just to understand what are the sources involved while you try to bring in your leads and contacts. So it's going to be a multiple choice question where you can just go ahead and select multiple options. Is it from your email campaigns, websites, social media profiles, or through the imports? Or in case if we have missed to mention the other sources, you can also let us know in the Q&A box. Perfect. So I've got few oaths for the others. So would like to know what are the other options. Okay, so maybe through your personal relations or the telephonic call. Yes, we do have the integrations that can help you to dial in your customers and convert them as your leads and contacts. Right. So you know that the very first communication channel that comes up when we talk about the process is going to be the email. Am I right? Yes. So email to this day stays as a most trusted source of communication process. And Zoho CRM here helps you to have your email integrated and view the complete history of your communication. And now that we get this question, And how do we have the incoming and the outgoing emails converted, or let's say generated as leads? So throughout the session today, to understand the concepts better, I'd like to take up a scenario. Let's say we own a car dealership business. Let's assume Zilka Cars, just providing free car test drives to promote the sale, as well add the car service packages. So we list the specifics on the website. Through the website, our prospects can input their details and we design it as to receive as an email. Now that we get emails flowing in and we would like to get them added as a record within our CRM system. And how do we have that automatically done? And that's when we have got to the very first option, email parser. An email parser can extract the data from the email and add it as a record under any module in your CRM system, rather than requiring a person to enter those information manually. So when you try to set this up, we'll get the parser email address, and then we can start configuring the parser details. So where you have the couple of options to choose from, you can go with the sending us an email or copy pasting the email content, and then we can update the fields. So we need not worry about waiting until the record being added into the tool in order to have the fields updated. Instead, using the update field option, you can just have the fields updated while the record is being pushed into your CRM system. And you know that we would like to have a user to take care of the record and nurture it, correct? So for that reason, you can go with the next option, assign a record owner. So for each record we create, we can get the record owner designated. So when a new record has been created, the email parser enables us to assign the record owner automatically. So record owners can be assigned depending on the users, roles, or the assignment rule. And the organization may get a lot of emails coming through. So some of which could be spam as well. Am I right? So in order to prevent the junk data from being transmitted to CRM, yes, you can just specify the email addresses which should be processed. Let's say you have 5 email addresses and you can add all those 5 email addresses to the list, and then the email sent to this particular email address would be processed. And that's how you'll be able to create leads from the incoming mails. Right. How do we have that sorted with the outgoing mails? So when we talk about the email accounts and sending communication, so we would use multiple email accounts for business, correct? So there could be team email address or the individual email address or the email address that represents the organization and a lot more. So the communication will also be recorded under various email clients. So now we wonder, how do we get them under one roof? And that's when we have got you the option BCC Dropbox. So the BCC Dropbox here can get you a unique email address for each user in the CRM system. And with this email account, you'll be able to automatically pull in the email sent to your leads and contacts in Zoho CRM. Yes. So now, how do we generate the leads through the outgoing emails? So you've been sending out emails and you can just find them in the leads or contacts module. Let's say if you couldn't find some of the recipient, and those recipient can be added as a lead or a contact based on your requirement, and that can be set under the search pattern. Not just this, we have also got one more option that can help you to create the records from the incoming mails. Let's say you receive an email from an unknown email sender. You can just automatically create a record using the workflow rules. Yes, so workflow rules can help you to automate most of your sales routines, and the workflow for email can help you automate the lead gen process specifying the criteria. So let's have a quick check. So let's get to the setup page. Email. Under email configuration, you find the emails, which is going to let you to bring in the integrations possible. So you can choose between the IMAP, POP, or the API integrations. And once this is set, you will be able to get the sales inbox, which is going to segregate the mails into different columns. And then the email parser, where you can just set the parser details and parse the details, and you will be able to create records on the email that you receive to your CRM system. So let's create one so we get a better idea. Let's say contact parser. So let's select the module, and right there you can now define the parsing details. So it can be sending an email. So there you get the pre-parser email address, and an example email would be sent to this pre-parser email address, and then the data would be mapped accordingly to take it forward. Or you can also go with the copy pasting content instead of creating a pre-parser email. So right there you can just add the details. So you can keep adding the details and now add it to the parse. So there you can just find few ones that has been automatically picked. So rest of which you will be able to map it manually. All that done, you can also set the pattern. So date, month, or the other ones, month, date, a year. And now you can just add the attachments that come through, and then you can update the fields. So let's say I purchase a database from the third party partners. So I can just set the source as partners, or let's say if it is through the website, you can add it to the website and do a lot more. So not just this, you will be able to update multiple options and then assign it to a user or pick the user based on the role. If you have got the assignment role, you can also get that done. And let's select the one, and then we add the approved email address. So you'll be able to add multiple email address based on which the data would be processed, and then have that saved. So whenever an email is sent through this particular email address, and it would parse the details and get the record created. In case if the pattern, or let's say the sequence is not followed, we'll get it under the invalid email address, so the emails, and then we can check for the patterns and then make sure that's been added as a record within our CRM system. And then comes the BCC Dropbox. By default, we'll have the BCC Dropbox email address. If you'd like to regenerate one, you can also regenerate and then exclude certain domains if required. Then comes the search pattern, which is going to help you to search your recipients in the leads module, create records, or the contacts module, create records and associate the emails. Or if you'd like to check in both the modules, then you can go with the third option and define in which particular module you would like to create the record. And then as a final step, you can add the approved email addresses. So the email sent from this email address would be processed, and if the recipient is not found in the CRM, you'll be able to add a record in the leads or contacts module as per your choice. Right. So let's move on with the next option, workflow rules. So here you can find the one that I have built for the incoming email. So new lead rule. So there is going to be an option for you to pick between the incoming, outgoing, and received, unreplied, open and unreplied, and define the conditions. So the email sent to the organizational emails from an unknown sender, not from the lead, contact, or event or student, or the other options that you have set. From an unknown sender, you can just add them as a lead, or a contact and get that assigned to the user that you have in your CRM system. And that's not going to restrict you with the single update, where you can also bring in the rest of your updates based on your requirement. And we have got you the circuits, actions by flows, which can help you to bring in the other functions with just a plug and play option. Also, you find the options to check the usage, so how well we are performing. So these are a couple of options that can help you out to generate leads from the email source. And before we move forward, let me also make sure is everything clear so far, and are you all comfortable with the pace of the webinar? Or you want me to slow down the pace, move faster? Please let me know on the questions box. So are we good so far? Perfect. Thank you so much for the quick response. At any point of time you feel a little difficult to follow the pace, please let me know on the questions box. Right. So now that as a next step, we would like to make a social media post. You know that Zoho CRM is fully equipped to handle your social media profiles like Facebook and X handle. Now, when we make a quick post and tweet regarding the free car test drive, yes, our audience will interact with it in multiple ways, like messaging, direct messaging, or retweeting, or let's say liking the post or commenting on that. And all those need to be recorded in the CRM. And for that, you need not worry about doing it manually. You can have that covered using the auto lead gen options. Simply because social media is undoubtedly a gold mine when it comes to the business prospects. So it can also be an effective lead gen tool. And to make that possible, we have got you the options right within your CRM system. Yes, in order to make a quick post and tweet, you need not worry about logging into your Twitter or Facebook pages. So you can just trigger them right from your CRM system. So let's have a quick check. Right there, you find the social, and you can find the brands, say like Twitter and the Facebook. So you do have the options to define the uh, permissions, and then comes the auto lead generation option. So based on the condition, you'll be able to add them as your lead or a contact, where you can also edit the permissions based on your requirement. And then the social profile, which is going to let you to know the updates and monitor what's happening around you using the listening columns. And right from here, you'll also be able to add them to your lead or a contact with just a click of a button. And then you can make a quick post. So let's say we'll copy the post right there. Let me just post it. So let me just disable the Facebook. I'll make the post only on the Twitter handle. So right there you can find it's been added. It will take a minute or two to get that updated. So when there's going to be any interaction, those data would be automatically added as a record within your CRM system. And then comes the next option, generating leads through live chat. So right here, you can just find the URL that we have mentioned. So we are also redirecting our audience to get to the website to know more about the product. So when they land onto the web page, yes, we have got a couple of options to engage with them. So first one would be the live chat. So that is actually the most preferred communication channel. And this also lets us to engage with our customers in a positive way. And this is powered by Zoho Sales IQ. So we get the codes readily available. What we need to do is simply copy the code, embed them on the web pages, and that way we'll be able to connect with our customers live. So you can just find the chat option. The codes are readily available. And let me take you to the Sales IQ page. So you can find the concentric circles. Let's get to the web page. So you find we're online, which lets you to make a quick call or chat. And right there, you'll be able to find the user. So this gives you the idea what they are looking, which page they are in, whether it's a direct or the social media visit, which page, the IP address, what they are looking for. You can even initiate a proactive chat or wait for them. So I'll just get this updated. So you can find this has been updated now. And you can just continue the chat. And by default, it has been added as a lead. However, you have the options to convert them into your contact and add the deal values. You'll find whether it's a new visitor or a returning visitor or a direct visit or the referral or let's say the social media, all that in place. And at the end of the session, you'll also be able to capture the feedback. And this would be added as a record in your CRM system. So you can find Martina's record right there. And the source, which mentions chat. So all this can be automated and we'll get the update. So there comes a note. We have got few notes added and we'll also be able to get the attachments of the chat transcript in some time. So this can be used for further reference. And the next option that can help us to connect with our website visitor is just going to be the web forms. So building these forms requires no expertise in coding. It's just going to be a simple drag and drop that lets you to build the form from the scratch. Yes. So let's see how this can benefit. And right there, when we get to the contact page, you'll find the join us form, which we have built for the demo purpose. And again, we'll get to the channels, web forms, and join us form, which is right there. So you can edit the form anytime. And if you would like to make any changes, you can also go with the A/B testing, which gets you the results based on the scientific grounds. So you can also publish the winning form on your web page. And you can edit the form settings, say like you can make few fields mandatory, set it free, hide few fields with the default value. So you need not worry about customers selecting the value. And then you can just tally your form with the options that have been readily available. So this can get you a better look and feel when it has been embedded on your web pages. And in the next step, you'll be able to provide the basic details about the form in case if you would like to get the double confirmation. So you can also enable the double opt-in method. So that way you can just send a confirmation email to your subscribers or let's say your customers, and then they'll be able to provide the consent to add their details within your CRM system. And then comes the publishing options. Apart from the three which we had earlier, now we have added few more. Say like source, embed, and iframe are the ones that we have earlier. Now we have got the link and QR added. So you can just choose the one that's going to suit your website requirement and get the form embedded. And you might have this question, do we need to update the code every single time when we have that updated? No, not necessarily. Here you can find the one that we have just set it free, the mobile field being set free. So you can just have a quick refresh and that way you'll be able to get the updates done. So now when we submit the data, it would be added to the list. And let's just get to the leads module, have a quick refresh. Also, you can find the user online on CRM. So the visitor online, and you can also check on the pages they have visited, the visitor score, all that in place. Right there, Matra Jones Reckitt, so which also mentions the lead source as website and the discount as 15%. So these are different ways which lets you to bring in the data from different channels. And now you might still wonder, is it possible to bring in the data from Excel or spreadsheet into the CRM without having to enter them one by one? Yes, definitely possible. So we have covered it with the option import. So you might be purchasing data from your third-party services, or you might have conducted a trade show and you collect the data manually and have it in a spreadsheet. So if you'd like to add them as a record within your CRM, you need to select the file and get that uploaded. So once that's been uploaded, you can just map the fields to make sure we get the data in the right field type. And that way we'll be able to make sure we push the data within our CRM system. So let's have a quick check. So right there you find the options to create the leads one by one using the create lead option. So you can also switch between the different layouts from the drop down. So when you have different processes followed and you'd like to have it under one roof, you can use this multiple layout option. So right there, we can just import the leads. So if you're migrating from any other CRM, you can just pick the CRM, or if you're having the file handy, you can browse it, or I can also download the file. So you need to check the supporting formats, and it should only have 5,000 records for the import. And now you can select the layout and then define the action. So once this is all set, you can just get to the next step where we can map the fields. So without mapping the mandatory fields, we'll not be able to move forward. And then we get to the final step where we can set up the automations. So once it's all set, you can just have that schedule. So once the schedule is done, we'll be notified at the right bottom. Also, we can get the update under the data administration import, and that gets you the idea about the import. In case if you'd like to undo the import, let's say I don't want this to be done. So you can just undo the import anytime. So if it is within 30 days of span, you will be able to undo the import. Also, this gets you an idea how many records have been added, updated, and skipped. So right there, we have got the status. So this can give you the idea, the detailed report on added, updated, and skipped. The skipped ones with the error message, why it has been skipped actually. So you'll also be able to download the list of errors, records with the error, update the missing information, and upload it again. So with these options, you can just make sure you get the leads into your CRM system. Right. What if in case if you'd like to bring in the data from the third party applications? Yes. So again, that's been made possible using the API integration. So the APIs can help you to have a better connect with the third-party applications into your Zoho CRM and uh, define the flow. So with that, you can make sure you get the leads or let's say the data flowing in. Let's say for the integrations that have been not directly available, we use the APIs. So you can just get to the Developer Hub API, and right there you find the API names for every single module. And when you just get into the module, you'll find the API names for the particular field. So you can just share the required ones with your in-house developer who will be able to build the integration. And with that, we get to the end of the session. So if you have any questions, you can post them on the questions box and I'll be happy to help you getting them answered.